Hey guys, I'm John Setzler and welcome back to Man Cave Meals. Today we're going to fire up the PK300 Aaron Franklin charcoal grill and we're going to cook a pork butt, so let's get started. So we're going to get this project started. I've got a pork butt here that weighs about 9.5 pounds, and I'm looking at the fat cap here and it doesn't really look like it needs to be trimmed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to score a diamond pattern in this fat cap, and then I'm just going to flip this guy over and do the same thing on the top. I like to give this guy a little score to give it some extra surface area. It helps our rub hang in there nicely. And that's the end of that. So I've transferred my butt into my Drip Easy prep tub, and I'm going to season this guy with a 50-50 mix of the Atlanta Grill Company Man Cave Meals AP and Pork Mojo. So I'm just going to start on the fat cap side. Since I'm going to cook this guy fat cap down, we're going to put a nice liberal coat of rub all over this butt. And once I get the entire thing covered like that, I'm just going to put the lid on this tub and set that back in the refrigerator while we get our grill ready. I want to take a moment to show you how I've set up the PK grill to do this cook. I'm going to leave the charcoal grate on, or the cooking grate on this side off where I can access my charcoal, and I've got briquette charcoal loaded here. I've put just a standard drip pan underneath the other side so I don't let all of the renderings from that butt drip directly into the bottom of the grill. It'll make it easier to clean up in this case. I have also run my probe wires through the probe port in the back in here because I don't have the external thermometer on this grill, so I'm going to use my fireboard to keep up with where my grill is. And my target today is I'm going to try to run this grill at around 300 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take, because I don't want this particular cook to take an extended amount of time, but we can control the temperature in this grill with the vents quite easily at whatever temperature you want to run it at. I have closed the lower vent on the left side underneath the meat. I've got the vent fully open on the bottom underneath the charcoal, and in the top I'll have the top vent on this side closed and the top vent on this side open, and we'll use that top vent over here to control the temperature. So what I'm going to do next is I've got a chimney here with some charcoal in it. We're going to get that charcoal lit up. Okay, my charcoal is ashed over nicely here, so I'm going to dump that over here on this edge. And then I'm just going to set a couple of pieces of smoking wood. This is cherry. It's a very light intensity wood. So I'm going to set another one just kind of here and let that get started smoking. And then I'm just going to close the lid on the PK grill. And like I said, I've got this vent over here totally closed and this vent over here on the bottom totally open, so our airflow will come over, up and out this side. I'm going to turn the fireboard on so I can watch the temperature. I've got my temperature probe over here, and we will adjust this top vent as necessary to settle this guy in at around 300 degrees. And we're not going to wait until we get that far along. We're going to get the meat on this grill very shortly. Our grill's coming up to temperature, and I think I'm ready to go ahead and put this butt on the grill. So we're going to set it right over the top of our drip pan, and I'm going to put the probe from the fireboard right in the top of the meat right there. And then we're going to close the grill back up, and like I said, I'm slowly going to bring this guy up to around 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We've been going about 2 hours here, so I'm going to crack the lid open. We're going to have a look. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this guy 180 degrees just so our bark forms up kind of evenly, because we're getting a little more heat from this side. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Still getting some good smoke. So we'll close it back up and let it keep right on cooking. Okay guys, we are at about the 5-hour mark, and my pork butt's internal temperature here is up to about 170 degrees internal. I'm pretty happy with what that bark looks like, so I'm going to pull that meat probe out of there, and I'm going to take this off. We're going to wrap it in foil and then bring it back. Okay, I've got this guy wrapped, so we're going to set it right back on the grill, and I'm going to put the meat probe right back in where we had it. And we're going to let this guy continue to cook until it's probe tender, which is probably going to be somewhere up around 205 on the internal temperature. We are right at about the 8-hour mark here, and the internal temperature on this guy was up to 204. I want you to have a look at this. Man, that looks amazing. I'm gonna see how we're, oh yeah. Guys, that's probing like butter. That's absolutely perfect. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong here. So, I'm going to wrap that right back up. I'm gonna take it off of here. I'm gonna set it in my Yeti cooler and let it rest for a couple hours before we pull that apart. Okay, I've let this rest in my cooler for about 3 hours actually. So what I want to do here is just dump this guy out into my Drip Easy prep tub here, and let me get rid of this aluminum foil, and then we'll get to pulling this guy. Let's yank that bone out of there. That's pretty clean. What do you think? So I'm just going to set that guy aside, and I'm going to do like I always like to do. I just like to get in here with my hands and pull this apart, and you can see how easily that guy's coming apart. That's perfect. That looks amazing. I like to shred mine by hand. So there you have it. Let me get these gloves off and we'll take a taste of this. So we'll have the moment of truth here. I'm going to grab, first of all, a little piece of this that's got a nice bit of that bark on it. That's amazing. This is as good as any butt I cook. This brings back some memories. This is the first time I've cooked a butt in a long time over briquette charcoal, and there's a difference. I don't really know how to describe the flavor difference that comes from cooking over Kingsford or B&B. I cooked over some of both of those for this cook, and it's just delicious. It reminds me of that flavor profile I used to get when I was cooking on my ugly drum smoker. And guys, it's just amazing. So you can cook a butt on any kind of grill you've got. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler.